Dearest reader, I'll share my tale of forbidden love, danger, and loyalty. My name is Alessia, and this is my story. I've always been drawn to the truth, even if it means risking everything. As a journalist, I've investigated the notorious Bianchi mafia family for months. Their empire is built on blood, money, and power. I'm determined to expose their crimes, no matter the cost. That's when I met him, Luca Bianchi, the eldest son and heir to the empire. Our eyes locked in a crowded room, and I felt an inexplicable jolt. He's brooding, mysterious, and dangerous, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through me. I tried to ignore the attraction, but fate had other plans. We kept crossing paths, and I found myself wanting to know more about him. One night, he approached me at a charity gala. "Alessia, you're a hard woman to ignore," Luca said, his deep voice sending shivers down my spine. "I'm just doing my job, Mr. Bianchi," I replied, trying to sound nonchalant. "Call me Luca. And I think you're doing more than just your job," he said, his eyes glinting with amusement. As we talked, I realized there was more to Luca than meets the eye. He's intelligent, charming, and vulnerable. I found myself falling for him, hard. But our love is forbidden. His family would never approve, and my investigation puts me in grave danger. We had to keep our relationship a secret. One night, Luca took me to a secluded spot overlooking the city. He held my hand, his touch sending sparks through my body. "Alessia, I have something to tell you," he said, his voice low and serious. "I'm not just a mafia prince. I'm trying to take down my family's empire from the inside." My heart skipped a beat. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because I trust you," he replied, his eyes locked on mine. "And I need your help." I was torn between my loyalty to my job and my love for Luca. But I knew I had to choose him. As we worked together to bring down the Bianchi empire, we encountered traitors, danger, and unexpected twists. But our love remained strong. In the end, we succeeded in exposing the truth, but not without scars. Luca's family was dismantled, and he was finally free. As we stood together, holding hands, I knew that our love had conquered all. "I love you, Alessia," Luca whispered. "I love you too, Luca," I replied, smiling. Our love story is one of danger, loyalty, and redemption. We found each other in the shadows of the mafia, and our love lit the way to a brighter future. As we delved deeper into the investigation, Luca and I grew closer. We would meet in secret, exchanging information and whispers of encouragement. I felt like I was living a double life, one as a journalist, the other as Luca's lover. One night, we met at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Luca had promised to reveal a crucial piece of evidence, one that would bring down his family's empire once and for all. "Alessia, I have something to show you," Luca said, his eyes gleaming with determination. "Follow me." He led me through the dimly lit warehouse, our footsteps echoing off the walls. We stopped in front of a large crate, and Luca pulled out a small key. "This is it," he said, unlocking the crate. "The proof we need to take down my family." I gasped as he revealed a stack of documents, recordings, and photographs. It was enough to put his family behind bars for life. But as we turned to leave, we were ambushed. Luca's brother, Marco, stood before us, a snarl on his face. "You fools," Marco spat. "You think you can take down our empire? We'll never let that happen." Luca pushed me behind him, his eyes flashing with anger. "Marco, don't do this." But Marco just laughed. "You're no longer part of this family, Luca. You're dead to us." And with that, he pulled out a gun. Marco's eyes gleamed with malice as he pointed the gun at us. Luca pushed me behind him, shielding me from harm. "Marco, don't do this," Luca pleaded, his voice calm and steady. "We can work something out." But Marco just laughed. "You're no longer my brother, Luca. You're a traitor." I peeked around Luca's shoulder, my heart racing with fear. Marco's finger was tightening on the trigger. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed through the warehouse, followed by the sound of footsteps. Marco's head jerked towards the commotion, and Luca seized the opportunity. With lightning-fast reflexes, Luca grabbed Marco's wrist and twisted it, making him drop the gun. The weapon clattered to the ground, and Luca kicked it away. It's over, Marco, Luca said, his chest heaving with exertion. The police are on their way. Marco's face contorted with rage, but he knew he was beaten. He turned and fled, disappearing into the shadows. Luca turned to me, his eyes scanning my face. Alessia, are you okay? I nodded, still shaken. Why yes, I'm fine. Luca pulled me into a tight embrace. I'm so sorry, Alessia. I never meant to put you in danger. I wrapped my arms around him, feeling a sense of safety in his embrace. I'm not afraid, Luca. I'm with you. As we held each other, the sound of sirens grew louder, and the warehouse was flooded with police officers. The police took Marco into custody, and we were finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. Luca's family empire was crumbling, and we had played a crucial role in bringing them down. As we walked out of the warehouse, hand in hand, I knew that our love had conquered all. We had faced danger together and come out stronger. But just as we thought it was all over, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Luca's father, the patriarch of the Bianchi family. You fools, he spat, his eyes blazing with anger. You think you've won? You'll never be able to take down our empire completely. Luca stood tall, his eyes flashing with defiance. We've already won, father. Your empire is crumbling, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. The old man sneered. We'll always have power, Luca. And we'll never let you forget that you're a Bianchi. With that, he turned and disappeared into the night, leaving us wondering what other secrets lay hidden in the shadows. As we walked away from the warehouse, Luca turned to me with a determined look in his eyes. Alessia, I have one more thing to do. Will you come with me? I nodded, knowing that I would follow him anywhere. Luca took me to a small, secluded cottage on the outskirts of town. It was surrounded by trees and a garden filled with vibrant flowers. This is where I grew up, Luca said, his eyes nostalgic. My mother brought me here to escape the violence and corruption of our family's empire. I gasped in surprise. I didn't know that. Luca nodded. Few people do. My mother wanted to protect me from the truth, but I knew I couldn't escape it forever. We walked inside, and I saw a collection of photos and mementos on the walls. There were pictures of Luca's mother, a beautiful woman with a kind smile. She was a good person, Luca said, his voice filled with emotion. She didn't deserve to be part of our family's darkness. I took his hand, feeling a deep connection to him. You're not like them, Luca. You're good, and you deserve happiness. Luca looked at me, his eyes shining with tears. I don't deserve you, Alessia. But I promise to spend the rest of my life making you happy. I smiled, feeling my heart overflow with love. I want that, Luca. I want to spend forever with you. As we hugged, I knew that our love had conquered the darkness of Luca's past. We would face the future together, hand in hand. As we held each other, I knew that our love had finally found a home. We spent the rest of the day in the cottage, reminiscing about the past and dreaming of our future together. As the sun began to set, Luca took my hand and led me to a small garden behind the cottage. In the center of the garden was a beautiful fountain, surrounded by vibrant flowers and lush greenery. I want to spend the rest of my life making you happy, Alessia, Luca said, his eyes shining with love. Will you marry me? Tears of joy streaming down my face, I nodded eagerly. Yes, yes, a million times yes. Luca placed a small, exquisite ring on my finger, and we shared a kiss as the fountain sang its sweet melody. Our wedding was a beautiful, intimate affair, surrounded by close friends and family. We exchanged vows in the same garden where Luca had proposed, promising to love and cherish each other for all eternity. After the wedding, we traveled the world, exploring new lands and experiencing new cultures. We built a life together, free from the shadows of Luca's past. Years later, we returned to the cottage, now our home, surrounded by children and grandchildren. We sat on the porch, holding hands, and watched the sunset, knowing that our love had conquered all. And so, our story came full circle, a tale of forbidden love, danger, and redemption. But most of all, it was a testament to the power of true love, which can overcome even the darkest of pasts.